Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. I am sitting today at the corporate headquarters, I just love saying that phrase, of Seniors First, talking to their brand spanking new executive director. Juli Ferrell is joining me. Juli, I'm so excited that you invited me over to have a conversation. I know you're fairly new to this position, but I gotta tell you, I was over the moon excited when I heard that it was you that they had chosen as their new executive director. How's it been?
It's been good. This is the end of week 3. So it's been a little bit like drinking out of a fire hose, but it's been really great. I'm very happy to be here. The funny story is that I spent 25 years serving youth in different roles. And now I'm at the other end of the spectrum with Seniors First, but that's
probably
really
not a lot different. I know some seniors that are just like some crazy teenagers.
Absolutely. So. Conversations from the senior center probably would prove that out.
That's true. That's exactly right.
A lot of middle school girls.
And so to that end, though, you have spent a lot of time. You've been in this community for a very long time. You've worked with nonprofits and for nonprofits. You've done a lot in all of our communities, which is going to help you, I think, in this job.
Yes, for sure. And it's interesting. So I was an executive director for Big Brothers Big Sisters for well over a decade. Left to take a job as just a director of development. And did that for the last 7 years till showing up here August 3rd. However, what was really good about that is that time really rounded out the pieces of being a director that I probably didn't have. And understanding in the day-to-day about fundraising and donors and everything, and 2 different but very good organizations. So it's great to be at Seniors First, where there's a very strong leadership team. Came in, they spelled my name right, they had cards. It's been very impressive.
And this is a large organization. I don't know that people really understand your geography, first of all, how much you span, and then add in all of the services and the things that you provide.
Correct. We serve Winchester City, Frederick County, Clark County, Warren County, Page, and Shenandoah. Each of those jurisdictions have a senior center. There's 30 or 15, depending on the day, at each of those locations. We do Meals on Wheels for people, which is how I got involved or knew about Seniors First. Also known as Shenandoah Area Agency on Aging, or SAAA.
Yes.
Because people might
SAAA is what, yes.
Is what most people might remember it as, is the WellTran service. So that is a service where we will pick up an individual, say you have to go to the doctor, you no longer drive, and a family member can't take you, so they'll pick you up at your house, take you to rehab at Valley Health PT, and that's 3 days a week, or 4 days a week, or just to a medical appointment. Folks dialysis, and that's a lot. We serve people in all of those areas, take meals to people in all of those areas. And it's interesting to note about 70,000 miles from last October 1st until this week is the amount of miles of transporting people back and forth. I want to say it's about 3,800 trips. And
it's such a valuable service.
Absolutely. When my mother was unable to drive anymore, the WellTran saved my life, I say, and probably hers too, quite honestly, because she had medical needs. She was going to physical therapy. She had shoulder replacement or knee replacement. I couldn't take off work all the time to go pick her up, take her there, take her here. And when you're doing that, needing that service 3 or 4 times a week. So somebody turned me on to WellTran as a referral, and we went from there. She then moved into Winchester and started at the senior center, which gave her and she lived alone and she was fine, gave her a lot of social interaction, gave her things to do, met other women and men, mostly women, who became very good friends.
And got to cultivate brand new friendships later in life, which so many of us think you 70s, don't do.
Exactly. And as a family, I would take her to the grocery store and do all kinds of other stuff, but it saved me and us as a family, because it was really tough to take care of her in the way that she needed. And so these folks here did it every week. And
is there a cost for that?
No, there is not. Anybody who's 60 and over can go to the senior centers. They usually have a light breakfast muffins or something. It's like from 9:30 to 1-ish at all the locations. Some of them Monday through Thursdays, others are Tuesday to Friday, depending on the location. 60 plus. Some people drive themselves. Some people, there are buses that pick them up and bring them. The WellTran, it's very low cost. I think maybe $4 for a trip.
Oh.
As compared to Uber or the taxis. I don't even know if there's taxis around Winchester anymore. Going from somewhere off Valley Avenue to the medical center round trip was probably $50.
It's not cheap. You're
It's
right.
not cheap. And how many Uber or Lyft drivers are there?
No.
Oh, the taxis, Polly's cabs went away years
And
ago.
because it's a set route and a set system, then that person getting on the bus knows the driver.
Correct.
The driver then gets to know who the people are, and it becomes a safer, even in your mind, experience for them.
Absolutely. For WellTran, when they're taking an individual to an appointment, it's that driver and that person. In the buses, there's a route they'll take folks to go to the senior center in Winchester or Woodstock or whatever. So different vehicles, different buses, but also all can accommodate walkers, wheelchairs. And people here have said to me, we're like a family. And it becomes that way. The senior center directors know the folks that are coming, sometimes better than possibly family members do. If my mom didn't show up or didn't call or something, it wasn't unusual for that senior center director to call me because they knew I was the caregiver.
And say, hey, your mom's not here today. Is everything okay?
Right. Or I haven't heard from her, what's happening, that kind of thing. And that happens all the time. And for example, one of the there were 2 incidences, different locations, different counties. Drivers went to pick up a person who had a scheduled appointment. People have to call in and schedule all of that. But in one instance, drivers knocking on the door, nobody answered. And these drivers know the people because they do it on a regular basis. And the driver could not get the woman who he was supposed to pick up to come to the door. So the protocol was he called the sheriff's department to do a well check and found out that she was in the house somewhere but was not doing well, and ended up calling the rescue squad and took care of it the way it should. But that driver knew well enough
not to just leave,
that this gal would not have left the front door open or something, whatever the details were. He knew that. And that's the kind of thing that happens because it's human to human interaction. It's amazing stories to me already in week number 3, how the service is helping people. And I knew that from personal experience. But
I have heard a lot of stories about the fun they have at these senior centers and the activities and the meals, and they go on field trips. They're not just come to the senior center. They might go all see a movie together. There's all sorts of stuff that they can do.
And I was in the Winchester Senior Center, which is at Jim Barnett Park, and the fire department, a couple guys came and talked about fall risks and about why you should really change your
smoke detector batteries. That was probably Jeremy Luttrell and all of the, yes.
And so part of that is, as a younger person, I go, why would I care? Because I can get out of the house. But they talked about, okay, what do you do with your pet? What should you be doing? How do you manage this? So it was very interactive and good information. We had a fantastic salad with chicken, and it was a Cobb salad. Better than a lot of restaurants I've been to, and it was great. Yeah.
And the Meals on Wheels, I think, I'm not sure how many people really truly can wrap their head around how important and valuable those are to people who can't leave their house. It's not that they don't want to. Some may not want to, but in so many cases, they can't leave and they need that food.
Right. And food insecurity is the largest issue among seniors, according to AARP and DARS, which is Department of Aging and Rehabilitative Services, which kind of oversees organizations like us. What's interesting is by 2030, which is only 4 years from now, you think it's like ages away.
It can't sound like it's so far away.
Right. 2.2 million people in the state of Virginia will be over the ages of 60.
What?
And so
wait.
So
that'll be me.
Right. Big long, right?
I turned 58 in October, so oh my gosh, I'll be one of those people.
Not to throw out too many stats, but 53,000 residents right in our service area, this Northern Shenandoah Valley, are 65 and older right now. Wow. So in Clark, Page, and Shenandoah, 1 in 4 are 65 or older. Now, not everybody needs help with meals or transportation or everything like that, but many do. And in the more rural parts of the region, which all of our counties
have rural parts
of it. Winchester City is the exception, obviously, but it's difficult, as anybody of any age knows, without a vehicle in rural America, and we're no different. It's hard to get just to work. I happen to live 10 miles right out Middle Road from Valley Avenue. I couldn't walk that.
No.
And there's nowhere to work in between.
No.
So it's that way to get to your doctor's office, Valley Health, whatever. And everybody wants to stay in their own home, as you would, right? Why would you not? You want to be independent. it. And what we're doing is making sure people have some social, recreational, but that they can stay in their homes, they can stay healthy, and they can stay safe, because that's really what we want to do. And having a meal is part of that option. Getting you back and forth to your doctor so that your cardiologist can help you manage whatever's going on.
Can't tell you what should be in that meal.
That's right, exactly.
Or shouldn't be in that meal.
Right, yeah, stop eating the cookies. Not that we send cookies, but...
Let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk a little bit more about the people that you serve and how you do that through all of the things that you have here. Can we do that in the next segment?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to do all of that when we come back. We are sitting in the office at Seniors First today. We're in Front Royal. Their office is located on Mosby Lane in Front Royal, and we're going to come back and talk more with Juli Ferrell. She is their new executive director in just a couple of minutes.
This Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. She doesn't know that yet. All she knows is that she went to justserve.org and volunteered an hour of her time. Browsing through dozens of service opportunities in her community, April decided to spend her Tuesday evening serving dinner to mothers and their children at a transitional house. She doesn't know she'll be serving a particular mother and daughter who will be spending their first night in this home. April doesn't know that the hot meal she'll serve is the first this mother and daughter will have had in a week, or that the simple smile she'll offer as she serves them will help them realize that things are going to be all right. Which is why this Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. See the difference you can make. Sign up for service opportunities in your community. Visit justserve.org.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. I am chatting today with Juli Ferrell. She is the executive director for Seniors First. We're sitting in their offices in Front Royal, talking a little bit about the organization and all of the things. And Julie, I was telling you during the break that I knew about the senior centers, and I knew about WellTran, and I knew about Meals on Wheels. I don't know that I knew that it was you, that it was Seniors First that did all of those things. I think I knew about them individually and not as one big picture.
Sure.
And I wonder how many other people don't understand that it all comes from one agency.
Right. We help with, the acronym is VICAP. We have a VICAP counselor, which is Virginia Insurance Counseling, and basically it's for someone who, if you turn 65 and you're going, oh, I have to sign up for Medicare, what do I do? This is a person who will, and she's going currently out, and people might see on her Facebook page, to different areas like Samuel's Library here, and doing a presentation that says, hey, this is what it means. We can't tell you which version you should pick, but here are all the plans.
But it's so difficult. They need that education.
Correct. And not many of us, I think, look at that until we turn 65 and go, oh, yeah, now I need to think about it. So there's that. We have, if you call the office and need a referral to something else, or this is a situation, I don't know where to go. Sometimes it's family members for their elderly family member, or sometimes it's the member themselves. So we do a ton of referrals to other organizations who can help them where we can't. We do have partners like the Adult Daycare Center in Winchester.
I would imagine that you're part of the triad?
Yes, and Greg Stockton, our development director, is really the person who's been the point person for Seniors First. Those triad organizations help seniors prevent fraud and educate on those crazy, I'm a prince from
Nigeria or wherever.
Right. And
yes.
I need you to send me
and what to say to
$80,000.
the scammy contractor who wants to put a new roof on your house or redo your driveway. And just understanding how that stuff works.
Right. Really, it's all in various ways helping seniors live better, understand all the very different things that we do and affect their lives. Sometimes it's hard to understand stuff. You need somebody who really understands insurance and can help you. And
I don't think any of us that have parents that are aging really fully grasp how different it is.
Right.
It's not like it is for us just choosing a health insurance. When you're talking about the federal government and all of the things that go into Medicare, it gets super complicated. So it needs a little bit more finesse.
Yeah, so we do a lot of different things.
So I asked you earlier about how much it costs for some of these things, and you had said that there is no charge. So how do you get funding? Is it state? Is it federal? Do you depend on donors? seniors? How does that work?
I would say yes.
To all three.
Okay, yeah. We are federally funded, so AAA organizations, there's 25 across the state, was funded back in the 70s by the Older American Act. So part of funding is federal funding. It's very specific about what that can be used for. The state does some parts of that, state of Virginia, and then each of the jurisdictions also give money to
so that's
support.
good. So like
that's
Frederick
the
County, the city of
Sure.
Winchester.
Yeah, to help the seniors, Meals on Wheels. The interesting thing is we do have wait lists for Meals on Wheels for some of the senior centers, and people have asked me already in these 3 weeks, why is that? Why don't you just let them come? Well, there's an expense, right? You have to have enough staff at a senior center to make it safe for them, right? We do have cooks who cook. There's food costs. So to be able to expand is our plan. However,
You still have to pay the bills.
Right. And really, we'll get there. We can't meet 100% of the need, maybe never will, but we will meet a greater need eventually. And I say that we can't meet it yet. And that's because I know the communities, the Northern Shenandoah Valley communities, care for their neighbors, and they will donate, they will step up.
And they
will
can.
help.
So
And
this
they can.
isn't, and I'm wondering how many people never realized that they could donate to you because they
Correct.
thought you were a state agency or a
Correct.
federal agency.
Like many other organizations, state and federal funding is going down. And the only way to really meet the needs is those of us personally who can step up and help. And I've been in development.
I would say
100%
gladly take a check.
Right, exactly. We have a
But
great
then you've got
website.
cool fun events and things that you do.
That is correct. So we're coming up in October 17th is the Valley Venture Scavenger Hunt. You get a team of 2 or more. It's $30 a person, and you can do it in all 6 of the locations, or you could do it in one, like the city of Winchester or Frederick County or Page or wherever you want to be. So the idea is to do what's called peer-to-peer fundraising. So if Janet, you and I were a team, we could pay our $30, but what we really want to do is our goal is to raise $500. So we're going to ask our friends and family and bankers and
strangers on the street, because that's how we are.
Right. Right. To say, hey, would you pledge $10 for me? And so that's how this is designed. And all the funds will stay here locally in the organization for the program. So you can find us on Facebook, and we're at seniorsfirst.info is our website address. And there's information about the scavenger hunt. It all ends back here in Warren County with a barbecue meal, and you can bid on some great baskets. It'll be fun.
Greg and I think, talked about this last year, because wasn't last year the first year
Correct.
that you had
Yeah,
done
so
it?
this is the second.
And it's similar to The Amazing Race.
Correct.
Where you watch on
Correct.
TV in these couples, whether they're brothers and sisters, just friends, or husband and wives, and they have these missions that they have to complete in order to find these things and then get back to the finish line with all of the things. I always joke that I would probably should do that with my husband, because I want to stay married to him, and that's not a way to do that.
So when you're going somewhere and you solve a clue and you're actually in front of the courthouse in Woodstock, for example, you just take a selfie and move on. There were some people last year who decided they didn't want to just stay in Frederick County, and so they made a loop and hit everything. I believe there's some sort of prize for the winners who get everything. Those are things that I yet have to learn. Total transparency. Don't know yet. But it sounds like a fun event. And
such an easy way for those of us that want to give and then want to do a little something fun and cool. And it's so much easier for you to be able to raise money if you've got 100 people, 100 teens out asking 50 of their friends.
Correct.
That could really shorten that wait list dramatically.
And that is true. And provide more meals for people and more rides. So yes, I would encourage people to like our Facebook page, like our LinkedIn, so that they can kind of keep up. And we provide other information, like the list of all the presentations that are happening about Medicare. And we're providing that to everybody and anybody. That has nothing to do with your income or whatever. I think it's really valuable.
I love that you have these senior centers in all of these localities, because it's great for the seniors to be able to meet a whole new crop of friends. They can come to the one here in Front Royal and then go to Page and then head over to Winchester if they want.
Actually, not quite. So if you live in the city of Winchester, we want you to stay at the Winchester Senior Center. If you're in Page, you usually be in Page. Some of that is a traveling issue. So the drivers who pick people up and take them they can't.
Oh, the page driver's not going to take me to Winchester.
Winchester, correct.
Okay, that makes
or
sense.
Clark County is not going to bring you down to pay or that kind of thing. So it's kind of a logistical thing. It would be a little bit of a nightmare. But also, there's that sense of the group dynamic and the social dynamic when you have people that live in the same community getting to know each other. Now, a couple times a year, they all come together.
Oh, wow.
So in October, November, maybe it's early November, all of the centers will come to the Clark County Parks and Rec building in Berryville, which is where that senior center meets. And we're going to do a hoedown right after Halloween. And the groups, they will go to different restaurants, Golden Corral, Queen Street Diner in Strasburg. And different people come on different days of the week. So the senior center's open Monday
Depending
through
on which
Thursday,
one it
right,
is.
With, say, Winchester, Monday through Thursday. But some people may only come Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or Tuesday, Thursday, or whatever. So you'll see different people. Say there's 50 or 60 people that go to that senior center, but there might only be 30 that day because people are doing this or that.
Other things.
Other things. Oh, yeah, so it's interesting.
I
Yeah,
know
so-
that in
and-
Winchester,
yeah.
Conyers' dad comes to
He
the
does.
senior center. I think every day, he said.
Yes, yes. And he is a character. I met him.
Shocking.
Right,
Because
that's
Chris is such a reserved, quiet kind of guy.
That's correct. Right? We now know where it comes from.
Right?
So,
How much are you looking forward to this job? You've been here 3 weeks, but how fun are you? How much are you looking forward to just popping into a senior center?
I am. So Marsha, our senior center manager, earlier today, I was like, can we be in Woodstock for X, Y, and Z next week? And so can we go to the center? Can we do that? Because I've only been to the Winchester one so far.
Which is a super nice facility as well.
It is, very much. So I am excited. I'm really excited learning Front Royal and Warren community, Shenandoah and Page, because I know Winchester, Frederick, Clark, more, not Clark as much, but the others just because I've worked up there. I'm really interested in being able to present and let those elected officials, both either local, state, or federal, know what we do. I did this in previous jobs doing that advocacy, and so that when Senator French goes and there's a vote on whatever that affects seniors, he will know what us as an organization will know how to do in that sort of advocacy. But it's interesting, I've been to one chamber event for Front Royal and Warren.
I'm looking forward to seeing you at our nonprofit committee meetings.
That's right, there you go. Yeah, so there's a lot of new experiences.
And I think
Good.
you'll find it's very different in each one. I mean, I think sometimes we think, oh, we're all just one big happy Northern Shenandoah Valley, but the reality is there are different people that live in each of our localities.
Correct.
And we think different things are important and we like to do different things. And so it's going to be a real education, I think, for
Right.
you to see how different is Page from Warren and Warren from Winchester.
I started my career as a 22-year-old in Woodstock 40 years ago or so, right? So Woodstock's changed. We've all changed. All the jurisdictions have. And because I have worked in the northern part of Frederick County, I have not gone to Page County very often. I need my GPS to get to Luray, right? So I'm looking forward to a lot of that and being able just to connect with people, because I think that's important to see the centers. And I will do ride-alongs for the Meals on Wheels folks, because how do you as a leader get to know what your organization is doing from the ground up? And so I can hear lots of stories, but it's different when you're actually here.
And you
on
then have a
delivering that
face to put with a name or a story.
for sure. So that kind of stuff is interesting. And people are fascinating to me. I often go to things and would not want to share with a bubble outside, like in a cartoon, what my brain says.
Right.
But it's fascinating to watch people and learn. And I have my own experience with my family members who are elderly, but watching other people and doing all of that. And so, yeah, it'll be good. And it's just a different part of the life cycle than I've done before. And so I'm excited about it. Great organization, about 45 employees, 40 couple employees here. So a little bigger than some, less than others where I've worked for. And it's nice to be in Front Royal.
seniorsfirst.info, best first place for anybody who's listening to go. You can find the list of all the senior centers and where they're located and how to donate and details about the fundraiser coming up in October, all of those things.
Absolutely. And for Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, when you search, do Seniors First. There's lots of information on all of those. And we're happy to be a community partner out there.
Thank you for taking the time today.
Absolutely. It's been great. Thanks, Janet.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, just a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.